Hi there, I'm Claire Turner and welcome to my channel. I'm a nutritional therapist and it's my mission to help you to feel more healthy, energized and motivated. So in today's video, I've decided to talk about the topic of water and I'm going to be giving you my top 5 favorite tips and tricks on how to drink more water every day. Now, you may not be aware of this, but our body is actually made up of around 60% water and we lose so much of it every day through normal bodily functions like sweating, breathing and to aid our digestion. So it's absolutely essential that we're replacing everything that we're losing. Now, in general, people need around 2 to 3.5 litres of water every day, but it can be really difficult to know how much you should be drinking and what your personal body needs. So a really good tool to use is a hydration calculator. Now, underneath the video in the description box, I've actually put a link to a hydration calculator. And this is brilliant because you can put in your gender, your height, your weight, the climate you live in, your activity levels, and whether you're breastfeeding, pregnant, that kind of thing. And it will generate exactly how much water you personally need. Now, this is brilliant because it takes away all the guesswork and it ensures that you're perfectly hydrated all day when you know exactly how much your personal body needs. Now, the health benefits of drinking more water are huge. Not only will you see better energy levels, you'll have better concentration and focus and memory. It'll be flushing out all the toxins. It will be boosting your immunity, lessening headaches, helping your digestion, and just making you feel so much better in general. So now I'm going to dive straight into the tips. So tip number 1 for drinking more water is to ensure that you choose the right bottle. This is so important because you don't want to have a really small bottle where you're looking at the bottle and thinking, oh my goodness, I need to drink about 12 of these a day. Or you don't want to have a massive bottle and you're looking at this bottle thinking, I don't even know how I'm going to get through one bottle, let alone like 2 or 3. So you want to find something like this. This is the kind of thing that I use. This holds about 500 mils. So say for example you had to drink 2.5 litres every day, you'd know that you have to drink about 5 of these. I find this incredibly motivating. It's a good size. It's the one I take to the gym and sometimes take out running, and it's got a guide on the side to show how much is in there. So I can see through it, I can see how much water is gone, and so I find that motivating to know how much I need to drink. You probably noticed there's some hairbands on there. There is a reason for that. It's actually going to be one of the tips, so stay tuned and I'll show you exactly what that means as well. So tip number 2 is track your progress. This is obviously really important because you don't want to leave it just down to memory on how much you've drank. Now, there's a couple of ways that I think is really good to do this. Number 1 is, like I was saying in my last tip about hairbands, I like to use hairbands. This is something I do which I find really motivating. So what I'll actually do, say if I had to drink 2.5 litres of water, I put 5 hairbands onto the bottle, and then each time I've drank one of the bottles, I'll take a hairband off. This I find really motivating because I can see how many hairbands are left, which shows how many bottles of water I still need to drink. And it's so good for the fact that I've always got a hairband. So if ever I need a hairband when I'm at the gym, I've always got one to hand. So I find that a win-win. Another idea could be post-it notes. For example, you could put a post-it note on the fridge and you could just do a tally chart to see how many you've drank and how many you've got left to drink, or you could put notes on your phone. But anything like that is important. Just make sure you're tracking your progress so you know what you've done already and what you've got left. Tip number 3 is take advantage of your morning thirst. If you're anything like me, you'll probably wake up feeling really thirsty, and you don't want it to be that your first drink of the day is a tea or a coffee because you're not going to get the same hydration levels. So what I would recommend is take up a nice big bottle of water to leave on your bedside table or a big glass, and first thing in the morning drink as much of it as you can. And whilst you're getting ready upstairs, make sure you're drinking all of that water. So by the time you go downstairs to have breakfast and to get ready for the day ahead, you know you've already drank one of your bottles of water. That in itself is really motivating because you know you don't have so much to drink for the rest of the day. Tip number 4 is set goals and intentions. This is something I live my life by. We all love to achieve, don't we? We all love to think that we're doing well and we're working towards something. So what I would say is set yourself a goal. Say to yourself, this time next week, or this time in a month's time, I will be drinking my proper quota of water. I will have found out from a hydration calculator how much I need to drink. Say for example, it is say 2.5 litres and I've got to drink 5 bottles a day. Make sure you are doing that, because if you get to this time next month and you are doing that, you're going to feel a real sense of achievement. Write it down somewhere or put it in your phone. Say to yourself, this is going to happen. If you write it down, it's much more likely that it's going to happen, and you are going to do that. And like anything, it will become a habit. And when you start drinking this much water, it will just feel natural. So if you have gone a while without drinking any water, your body's going to be crying out for it. But the same way, if you're not drinking enough water, your body doesn't really start looking for it. So get in the habit of drinking more, and you will naturally want to be drinking more and more every day. Tip number 5 is opt for fruit teas and herbal teas. Not only are they super yummy, they are so hydrating and caffeine free. Have things like chamomile, peppermint, rooibos, honey and ginger, blackberry, whatever you like, try to have those because they are so good for you. If you are looking for something that's a little bit more like a normal cup of tea, I know years ago that was one of the things that I struggle with, that herbal teas don't have the milk in and it's not quite as comforting as a normal cup of tea. I looked to see what would work. And the thing that I always have is a cup of rooibos with a splash of coconut milk. To me, that looks like a normal cup of tea, so it's really comforting, and I love to have that alongside other things like chamomile and peppermint. And another thing that you can do is fruit and vegetables. Look into fruit and vegetables that have got a high water content. So things like spinach, kale, lettuce, broccoli, melons, strawberries, all those kind of things have got a really high water content. So if you try incorporating these kind of foods into your diet, you are going to be taking in a lot more water that way as well. So that's going to be really helping towards your hydration. So try to really get in the habit of having those foods as well. So that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you found it really interesting and informative. I would love to hear from you in the comments below whether you've tried any of these techniques, and of course if there's any others that you try to keep you motivated in drinking enough water. I would love to see you again here on my channel, so please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and look out for future videos. Thanks again then, bye!